Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and in this video we're going to do the full review for the Sony Xperia ZL Android phone. Similar to the Sony Xperia Z, this ZL is a high-end Android phone by Sony, packing some impressive specs. And I have to say, this is one of the most elegant Android phones out there. And let me start by giving you an overview of this ZL. Moving to the right side, we have the volume rocker, the elegant new power button, and also we have a IR blaster here, by which you can use it like a remote, and we also have a dedicated camera shutter button. Moving towards the bottom, we have nothing but just two holes for the lanyard, and moving on this side, we have nothing but just the micro USB slot that will be used for charging and syncing the phone. Moving towards the back, we have this textured back panel, and we can open this flap, and this reveals the micro SIM card and the micro SD card slot. Moving ahead, we have the Xperia logo, and we also have the 13 megapixel rear facing camera, and we also have a loudspeaker and a LED flash, and we also have a secondary microphone. Moving towards the front, we have this nice elegant LED light, which is a multicolored, a 2 megapixel front facing camera, which is at the bottom, and we have that gorgeous 5-inch 1080p screen, and at the top we have the Sony logo and the earpiece. Now let's have a closer look at the phone, and it sports a gorgeous 1080p screen, and it's a 5-inch screen, so the PPI is also excellent. It's a 441 PPI, and that's why everything looks really crisp on the phone. Another good thing that I like about this Xperia ZL is that even though it's a 5-inch screen, it's one of the most compact one in the market. For example, I have the Galaxy S3, and if you notice, if I keep it, still the Galaxy S3 is a bit taller compared to the ZL. So it's one of the most compact 5-inch phones out there in the market. And it comes out of the box with Android version 4.1, that's Jelly Bean, and also it packs some very impressive specs. In terms of the processor, it houses a S4 Pro quad-core processor clocked at 1.5 GHz. The GPU is a Adreno 320, and that's a pretty powerful GPU. And the RAM provided on this is 2 gigs. Also, in terms of storage, the internal storage, it has a 16 GB, but you can also add a micro SD card to expand the storage as I've shown earlier. If you go to the settings, let's look at about the phone, and as you can see, the model number that I have specific here is the C6502, and the Android version is 4.1.2. Again, now as it's a 1080p screen, and if you're going to buy this phone, I would suggest that you go to the display options, and by default the font size will be at normal, and just see how bold the text becomes if you do that. And if you're going to purchase this phone, I would suggest that you go to the font size and make it small. Then only you'll appreciate the crispness of this 1080p display. We do have standard things like auto brightness, and we also have this mobile Bravia engine, and we can also adjust the white balance if you would like on this model. Coming to the battery is sealed, it's not user replaceable, and it's a 2370 milliampere battery. I've already made a video regarding the battery life on this phone, so you can check out this video for more info. Moving towards the display, again, the thing is that the display is really crisp and good if you look at directly, but the viewing angles are not the greatest, I would say. If you tilt the screen too much, the viewing angles tend to fade a little bit. And that's the biggest con I have with this phone. In terms of performance, the phone was very snappy to use. I'm connected to my Wi-Fi network, and again, Sony did modify the phone a little bit, but it looks very similar to the stock UI. It does not host the timescape UI that you're used to with Sony phones. And we have these multiple home screens like we have in the standard Jelly Bean interface, and you can just do this and get to all the home screens, and you can add the home screens if you like. Again, I would say this interface is not fully optimized as of now, because I do see lag at times, a little bit of lag, and I don't blame the phone and the hardware for that, but the software optimization. Coming to the web browsing, it comes with the Chrome web browser. Let's just go to our website, that's tech2buzz.com. And also I like the keyboard very much, and you can customize the keyboard to your liking, and that's a good thing that Sony has done. And if you notice how quickly it loaded our site, and again, as expected, pinch to zoom gesture, etc. is really smooth on this phone. Let's just open up the Sony Xperia and Xperia ZL difference page, and we have a YouTube video. Let's change the orientation and let's try to play back this one. tech2buzz.com, and in this video we're going to compare the two hottest Android phones by Sony, the Sony Xperia Z and the ZL. So as you can see, that also works beautifully, and as I said, we don't have any physical buttons. The buttons are part of the display like in Nexus devices, so they changed orientation based on the way you hold the phone. So again, in terms of web browsing also, I had no issues with the phone. It was excellent. Some people have asked me about the call quality, and I have to say the call quality on this is very good. Sony has provided some extra options like clear face, and we also have the speakerphone enhancement. I would say that I had better experience by removing all these options, but again, it will depend upon your usage. But in terms of voice call quality, the experience was very nice and the voice calls were very clear. Also, the ringtone volumes are pretty loud, so you shouldn't have any problem with the phone. One thing that is a little bit annoying is that though the speaker is pretty loud, but when I was using it as hands-free, it was not that loud. So if you plan to use the phone a lot hands-free and you plan to use the speakerphone, then I would say it's nothing great. The volume could have been a bit louder. The Sony has restricted that. Coming to the memory, again, as I said, it has 2 gigs of memory, so we shouldn't have any problems with the same. And let me show you the same. Let me just invoke this advanced task killer and kill all the apps that are running. And now let's just invoke this Android system info. And as you can see, out of that 2 gigs, we have almost 1.2 gigs free. And due to this, the phone was really smooth to operate, and I could easily do multitasking also. As you can see, I have tons and tons of apps that are running on the phone, and then also the phone does not slow down or show any hesitations. Again, as I said, this is a 1080p screen, hence the text etc. is really crisp. Let me see if this camera can focus. It has problems, but again, it's very crisp. And another good thing is that the phone has mobile Bravia engine, so if you're watching any videos or pictures, it kicks in and that makes the pictures and the videos very vibrant. Now coming to the benchmarks also, I ran this Dinamark benchmark, and as you can see, we got a very impressive score of 59.2 FPS, and it was an Adreno 320 GPU. Coming to quadrant, let me show you the same. Let's first look at the system info, and as you can see, it has a 4-core processor clocked at 1.5 GHz. Also, the GPU is an Adreno 320 GPU, and we have all the sensors. Sony did not skimp on the sensors provided on this phone. And let me just quickly now show you the quadrant benchmarks, and as you can see, we got a score of 7,748 on the quadrant benchmark. And let me give you a breakup. The total is 7748. The CPU got a score of 19,567. Memory is 9688. IO is 6988. 2D is 500 and 3D is 1996. So again, very impressive quadrant scores. And I also ran the AT&T benchmark, and as you can see, we got a very impressive score of 20,348. And let me show you the detailed scores. So these are the detailed score. You can just pause the screen to get an idea regarding the same. So again, very impressive benchmark scores. Also, in terms of media playback, I did not have any issues with the phone. I could easily play back 1080p content and even YouTube's videos at full HD. For example, let me show you the same. Let me just go to my own channel and let's just play back one of the videos. For example, the Xperia ZL camera review that I did. So as you can see, it's loading the videos in HD and it has no problems regarding the same. And also, as I said, due to the Bravia engines, the videos and pictures look very vibrant on this phone. So if you're going to watch a lot of media on the phone, you'll be really happy with the same. Let me get out. Coming to the camera, the rear-facing camera is a 13 megapixel, and I would say it does a great job. The only con is that it takes about 2 to 3 seconds for the camera to start. That's my only con. I have actually made a dedicated video regarding the camera performance of this phone, so you can check out that. But overall, I would say the camera is one of the best Android cameras that you can find. The front-facing camera is at the bottom, and I tried it with Skype video calls, and I was able to make Skype video calls without any issues. And again, it takes some time to get used to it, but after 2-3 days, I got used to this lower position of this camera. Coming to gaming also, I had very good experience with this Xperia ZL and I could play all the high-end games without any issues. I have already made a gaming review regarding this, so you can check out this. This phone also supports USB OTG and using that you can connect pen drives, and even I could connect a PS3 controller and play games. I'm going to make a separate video regarding the gaming performance using this PS3 controller, so stay tuned to my channel for that. Coming to the messaging app, we have the standard messaging app, and this is the keyboard, and as I said, the keyboard is pretty wide and it's easy to type. This is a test and it also works in this orientation. We also get the Google, voice recognition. Let's try that. This is a test for the voice dictation. And as you can see, that also works perfectly. One more thing that I wanted to show you is the level of customization provided for the keyboard, and I liked that. You have to go in languages and input and click here and set the input method and hit this Xperia keyboard, and from here you can change the keyboard layout. For example, as you can see, you have multiple options, for example this and the standard one. So again, Sony does provide us the options to customize the keyboard. For example, if you want the full stop and the comma keys on your keyboard. So that was a really nice thing that the Sony provided options to customize the keyboard to your liking. Another good thing that I found on this phone is that the back, if you look, is not made up of glass like some of the other high-end phones. It's made up of textured plastic, and due to that, the phone did not heat that much when I was playing some high-end games. Yes, it did get a bit warm, but it was not very hot. For example, like the Xperia Z that I reviewed, or the Optimus G, which had a glass back. Before I conclude my review, let me also show you the Walkman app, and I have to say it's also very good, and the audio quality that you get is again very good. I have also made a dedicated video regarding this, so you can check out that for more info. And also I would say that the earphones that Sony has provided with this Xperia ZL are very good. These are in-ear headphones and they sound pretty good. Again, you can check out the video that I made regarding the same. So what do I feel about the Sony Xperia ZL? Again, it's a very good Android phone and it's a great phone. The styling is excellent. The only thing is that the viewing angles are not the greatest compared to some of the other phones in the market. But apart from that, I would say this phone is a very good Android phone, and it excels. Again, I would like that Sony would have added more options in this, this quick toggle tray. We just have these 4 options and we don't have any option to customize the same. But again, as it's Android, we can always use third-party apps to do the same. Also, I feel that the UI is not that optimized and occasionally we do see some lags. I hope Sony will fix that with future software updates. I hope you found this video review helpful. If you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button given below. If you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the same. That's it for now. This is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and I hope to see you in my next video. Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and in this video we're going to do the gaming review for this Xperia ZL, which have some very impressive specs. The processor on this phone is a 1.5 GHz quad-core processor. It has 2 gigs of RAM and the GPU is Adreno 320. So very powerful specs. Let's start with some casual gaming and then we'll move to high-end games. First, let's do the Subway Surfer. And again, just notice how quickly it loads. I did not skip the loading screens. So as you can see, it plays it without any issues. Also, as the screen is a 1080p screen, everything looks really good. As you can see, it's really crisp and sharp, and the color reproduction is also very good. So this is Subway Surfer. Let me get out and let's run this Temple 2 Run game now. So this is the Temple 2 Run game, and stay tuned till the end of the video. I'm going to show you something special that we'll do. So again, as you can see, let me raise the volume. It plays it without any issues. It's really smooth to play. So as you can see, this is Temple Run 2 and it plays this game without any issues. The touch response is also really excellent on this phone, so no issues. So this is Temple Run 2. Let me get out of this one and let's kill those two apps. And now let's move to Modern Combat 4. This is a heavy game by Gameloft. Modern Combat 4. We're going to play the campaign, not the multiplayer. And the graphics on this game are pretty good. Let's move to another level now. So again, as you can see, it plays this game without any issues. So this is Modern Combat 4, and as you can see, it plays this game also without any issues. So let me get out of this one now and let's move to Asphalt 7. Actually, this is the first time I'm loading this game on this phone. So this is Asphalt 7. Let me skip this intro. And we just control it by tilting the phone left or right. So again, as you can see, it plays this game without any issue. Very smooth frame rates, no dropouts or anything like that. So again, as you can see, this is Asphalt 7 on the Xperia ZL, and it can play back that game without any issue. So let me get off this one now. In the next part of this video, I'm going to show you how to connect this PlayStation 3 remote, and we're going to play some other high-end games using the same. So stay tuned for that. I'll also be doing a full in-depth review for this Xperia ZL very soon. So if you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the same. That's it for now. This is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and I hope to see you in my next video. Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and this is the Sony Xperia ZL, and we're going to do the camera review of this phone. The ZL sports a 13 megapixel rear facing camera with a LED flash. Also, it has a front facing camera which is at the bottom, and that's a 2 megapixel shooter. Again, the camera performance is very similar to the Xperia Z. Actually, I've taken a lot of shots in varying light conditions with this phone so that you can judge the quality of the same. But before I show you all those, let me show you the camera interface. One annoying thing with the Xperia Z and the ZL is that if the camera is not preloaded in the memory, it does take time to load. For example, right now it's not in the memory, and if I hit this camera button, it will take anywhere from 3 to 4 seconds before it becomes active. Once it's active, it takes the shots pretty quickly. For example, as you can see, it takes the shots pretty quickly. And we have the superior auto mode. And I did all my testing in this. But if you opt for the superior auto mode, the maximum photographs that it can take is in 12 megapixel. If you want 13 megapixel, you have to go to the normal mode. For example, let me show you the same. And here now in the resolution, you get 13 megapixel. Let's go back to the superior auto mode and look at the resolution. Max is 12 megapixel. Again, I took all my photographs in 9 megapixel because this is the widescreen ratio, that's 16:9 for my testing. And from here only you can change to the various modes like video camera, burst. We also have picture FX, panorama. We can also switch to the front facing camera via this. As you can see, this is the front facing camera. It's over here. So it does take time to get used to it. It's here. And let me just go back. And another thing is that you can quickly take a video directly from you. If you just hit this button, it takes the video, and you can also quickly take the shots via this. I have taken a lot of shots. Let me show you all these now. I've taken them in variety of conditions. One thing I want to highlight is that this phone supports the Sony Bravia engine too. And what happens is that when you watch photographs like this or even videos, it kicks in. And the photos look much more vibrant and punchy than they really are on the screen. So that's one thing. Luckily, but Sony allows you to shut off that Bravia engine. Now let me show you all these shots in full screen mode so that you can get a better idea regarding the same. Before that, I'll also show you one small video that I took outdoors so you can judge the video quality of this Xperia ZL. I'm recording this video with the Xperia ZL, which is a high-end Android phone by Sony, and I'm recording it at the highest resolution possible, that's 1080p. The audio that you're hearing is also being recorded by the internal microphone of the ZL. Now I'm moving to a shadowed area in my garden, and I'm just going to move to a very sunny area quickly. Very sunny area, and now to a shadowed area. Back to that sunny area, and quickly back to the shadowed area. Let me also see how well it focuses. Just want to look at this. And now let me just quickly go back. It's a bright sunny day today. And this should give you an idea about the video recording capabilities of this Xperia ZL outdoors. Again, all these pictures were taken outdoors in natural sunlight, and if you see, the pictures come out to be really good with natural sunlight. The pictures are very crisp and the color accuracy is also very good. Again, some more pictures that I took with the Xperia ZL outdoors, and again I have to say the pictures come out to be really sharp. Now these photographs were shot indoors in completely artificial light in my office, and this is with flash fired. And this is without the flash. Without the flash, there's a little bit of noise. This is without the flash, and this is with the flash fired. One more, this is without the flash, and this is when the flash is fired. Overall, I would say it does a decent job, but there is a little bit of noise in the pictures when shot in night. Now I'm recording this video in my office, and this is in completely artificial light. And let's see how good is the autofocusing. Let me bring this Xperia E box. I'm also testing this phone. Let's see if I bring it quickly. Yeah, it does autofocus, but it does take a couple of seconds, I would say. I also have this Akash 2 tablets that's pending for review. So this should give you an idea about the video recording capabilities of this Xperia ZL indoors. So what do I think about the camera performance of this Xperia ZL? The 13 megapixel camera on this Xperia ZL does a great job outdoors. In natural lighting conditions, the photos that come out are really good, and it's among one of the best Android smartphones in terms of camera performance. I actually also have a Samsung Galaxy S3 But from the past couple of days, I've been noticing that I'm picking up this one a lot more to take the photographs. Again, in low lighting conditions, yes, there is a little bit of noise in the photographs. I was expecting a lot more considering the fact that Sony has this XMR RS sensor on this phone. But again, in low lighting conditions, there is a little bit of noise. In terms of video capabilities, it also takes very good videos. I took some videos that I used in my YouTube videos also with this one. The only thing is that the autofocusing is a little bit slow in video, as you have seen in the video. So overall, I would say the camera performance of the Sony Xperia ZL and even the Z is very good, and it gets a big thumbs up from me. I'll also be doing a full in-depth review of this Sony Xperia ZL very soon. Again, you can check out this video for more video coverage about the Sony Xperia Z and the ZL. That's it for now. This is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and I hope to see you in my next video.
So the same thing always happens when a new device launches. The media gets review units ahead of the official launch, and we get to use them while we write our review. Then the press embargo lifts, every outlet posts their reviews and videos at the same time, writers and commenters go back and forth, and it's a huge frenzy of opinion and buzz for about a day, and then it all goes away. Sure, there's some follow-up coverage, but after that initial blast, almost no one revisits the device to see how well it's aged, because we're all on to the next big thing already.
So let's do something about it. Let's have a look at a device after a couple of weeks after release and when it's not shiny and new anymore. I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocket Now, and this is the Sony Xperia ZL. This is episode 20 of After the Buzz. You know, when I reviewed the Sony Xperia ZL back in April, I meant everything I said. On its own, this device is beautiful and quite capable, but with the buzz of the HTC One and the Samsung Galaxy S4 and no US carrier picking it up, I knew that it wouldn't stand a chance, and sadly it didn't. I still love going back to this phone every now and then. It's been almost 4 months since I have it, and I still feel that the phone looks brand new. Even after some real-world use, I can tell you that I don't see it age at all, and that's me without using a case. It may not be the slimmest or the lightest, but it's one of the most handsome phones that I've ever used in a long time. At times when gloss and glass are all over the market, I can tell you that I enjoy the fact that this phone has a matte and textured back that I don't have to be wiping off to make the phone look clean. It's just awesome in its own way. The only thing standing between my true love and this device is the display. And it's not really because Sony didn't figure out how to fit this 5-inch display in such an impossible frame. It's more the fact that the viewing angles are bad, and you don't see that problem with other flagship smartphones that cost the same amount of money. So when you think about the fact that you have the problems with the display and the fact that the specifications are really focused on last year's hardware, and you get to think that the price range is not really adequate for this phone when you can buy another device that doesn't have these problems. Overall, I guess you could say that this phone has aged well when it comes to aesthetics, but not necessarily when it comes to specs. Now, one thing that has aged well with this phone is the software, and I think that Sony knew that we were going to film an After the Buzz on it right now because, well, they just launched Android 4.2.2 on this device, and it was very necessary. Over the top, the UI looks Sony in every way. You can't really tell the difference between the past version that we had, but now we have support for lock screen widgets, which is something that's well received, and it just looks smoother all around if you play around with the device. I do hate the fact that Sony has disabled the new settings toggles that pretty much every other OEM has embraced with the new version of Android, but at least the buttons that are there are fine for me, though I know that your thoughts may vary. The multitasking UI has a couple of more Sony small applications, which is cool, you know, those little apps that can hover over whatever you're doing, like a calculator. Really cool and all, you can now access them in a smarter and faster fashion, but other than that, the UI looks almost exactly the same as we saw in April, which is good, just not great. If you're after something like really fancy, like Air Gesture or Air View or Blink Feed or whatever, well, Samsung and HTC is your best bet. Sadly, the Sony UI is adequate. It's unique, but it's not better than anything else that's already in the market. In day-to-day use, the Android 4.2.2 update did serve this phone well in some places and not so well in others. I mistakenly omitted to tell you in my review that this phone had terrible sound quality through the headphones, a complete irony for a Sony phone running a Walkman app. This was so annoying that I actually stopped using the phone for a while, but thankfully the problem is solved with the update, and even though it's not better than any other phone, it just works well, which is awesome. Now, on the negative side, the battery isn't really enjoying the update one bit. I praised it in our review for going beyond 1 day with 1 charge, which was good, but don't expect that same performance now. Hopefully Sony will iron that out later and probably some other update, but don't expect something great now. And even though the performance doesn't seem any either better or worse, it just seems the same, just a little more fluid, but I think that's more of a UI tweak. The camera is, well, the same. The Sony Bravia Engine 2 makes these photos and videos look amazing as long as you keep them within the display, but neither the photos nor the videos look amazing when you pull them out. And the reason why I make this a statement is because not every phone uses a 13 megapixel sensor, and well, these photos and videos aren't any better than any other phone that has an 8 megapixel camera, for example. So, bottom line. Would I still recommend that you buy a Sony Xperia ZL after 3 months of use? Well, this is a tough one. On my opinion, this is a beautiful phone that would have been amazing last year, but this year it's just too little and too late. It lacks that wow factor that many devices bring to the table in 2013, and for those of you that are looking for something like that, well, I would sadly have to recommend that you look somewhere else. So far, Sony, I would say that you still need to step your game up when it comes to catching up to what current OEMs are doing that you should be doing better. That's it for episode 20 of After the Buzz. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any questions or comments about the Sony Xperia ZL or your own experiences after the buzz, leave us a comment down below. You can also follow us on social media, and also please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time. Sony's Xperia Z and Xperia ZL marked the company's new struggle to make a dent in the smartphone market. With their announcement at CES, it was clear that Sony is doing everything they can to win with these phones, but the question is, are they really enough? So, after our full review of the Sony Xperia Z and now 2 weeks with the Sony Xperia ZL, it's time to find out. I'm Jaime Rivera, this is Pocket Now, and this is our full review of the Sony Xperia ZL. If I had to describe the Xperia ZL with one word, I'd call it elegant. Even when Sony decided to go for a plastic design and not the glass-on-glass and waterproof design of the Xperia Z, the ZL is just as polished and simply a beautiful design on its own. Probably what's most striking about this device is the almost invisible bezel on the 5-inch 1080p display, which leads to great one-handed use and a pixel density of 441 pixels per inch. Match that with the glass edges and the textured plastic design on the back with a perfect curve for your hand, and I'm sure that most of you will agree this is one of the most iconic designs of the year. When it comes to specs, the ZL is very similar to the Z. It packs the same Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro processor clocked at 1.5 GHz, 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of storage expandable up to 32 GB via microSD, a 13.1 megapixel camera at the back and a 2 megapixel camera at the front that are both capable of 1080p video. And it also has an IR blaster at the side and all the usual bells and whistles of a flagship smartphone. And then there are the things that make this phone stand apart from the Xperia Z, like the fact that it's got a dedicated camera button and you won't have to fumble with software, which is really awesome, but then you also have an LED light. And notice I said light, not indicator at the bottom, which changes every time you swap a photograph or swap a video in the same color to mimic what's on the display, but it's not really an indicator aside from indicating when the phone is charging or when it's full of charge. Sadly, just as with the Xperia Z, this device is conflicted. It brings an amazing design with last year's processor at times when the Snapdragon 600 is already out. It's also conflicted in the fact that this is one of the most beautiful displays we've ever seen, which is perfectly designed to bring 5 inches and 1080p to one-handed usability, but as long as you see it from the front, as viewing angles are terrible in comparison to even old Sony phones like the Xperia S. At first we thought this was a problem with the screen protector that's placed on pretty much every Xperia when manufactured, but once removing it, the results are the same. And yes, this is with the Bravia Engine 2 activated. Overall, the hardware is definitely something you'll like. The design is beautiful, you get expandable storage, an IR blaster, and if you're picky about pixel density and one-handed usability, this device is definitely for you. But things get complicated if you're picky about color on viewing angles or rocking last year's specifications in 2013. Software at a simple glance should be great, since it looks a lot like stock Android, right? Well, there's more to it than meets the eye. The device runs Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean, which is great, and Sony has retained the stock SoftKey design since their late 2012 lineup, allowing you to launch Google Now in the same way you can do on pretty much any Nexus device, but sadly the stock experience ends there, and that's for both good and bad. On the positive side, the device blazes through absolutely everything you throw at it, and pretty much with no stutters at all. The Sony UI is very refined, very polished, and it makes the device look very elegant. It doesn't matter if you're running applications, opening folders, flipping through screens, playing a game, the device is definitely a trooper in everything you throw at it. Sony has also enhanced it in places like their themes and elegant widgets, and even their multitasking menu, where you'll find floating widgets they call small apps, which bring you a calculator, a voice recorder, and other services anywhere you are, even within applications. This even includes a small app for the IR Blaster, which later expands to their full IR Blaster application, which is not limited to Sony products. You can add devices from almost every brand, or make the app learn controls if the device is not found, which is really neat. But on the negative side, there are some conflicting parts, like being able to move widgets around like on stock Jelly Bean, or the keyboard, which looks a lot like the iPhone's keyboard, but don't get confused, this is a terrible keyboard when it comes to text prediction, so just get rid of it when you pull the device out of the box. Again, software is something we'd call bold. It was a very beautiful and elegant move from Sony, but some things that weren't broken shouldn't have been fixed. Now, even with the conflicting aspects of this phone, using the Xperia ZL in real life is a pleasure for the most part. Because of its shorter design to the Xperia Z, it fits perfectly in your pocket regardless. And call quality is amazing, probably one of the best I've personally experienced on a phone. Clear sound on the earpiece and clear sound on the speakerphone as well. Data speeds and its switch between Wi-Fi and data were also great, but bear in mind there are 3 models of the Xperia ZL in the market, so just make sure you buy the device with the right bands for your network. Our review was based on the C6502 HSPA Plus model, which worked great for the most part. Battery life is another area where I'm honestly amazed, since the device pretty much took a good beating during the day and it did the same during half the night, and it had enough juice to go through the next day without a charge, which I'd call above average. And when it comes to its overall performance, the device handles games well. I mean, so far I haven't run into moments where I feel that it's lacking, but obviously stay tuned for our After the Buzz coverage on this device, since things might change after a couple of months. Now, when it comes to camera performance, as with last year's Xperia S, photos are amazing as long as you keep them within the display. It makes them look good, but once you pull them into a computer, you do see some imperfections. There is some great color balance in the photos, but you do notice some mushiness here and there, and it just seems like if the photos aren't any better than any of the current other flagship smartphones in the market, even at 13.1 megapixels. And taking front-facing photos with this device is an exercise in frustration, since you hold the device at the bottom right if you're right-handed, and this is not where you expect the front-facing camera to be. When it came to 1080p video recording, HDR video did prove to be better. I couldn't consider it to be the best, but I did notice some better detail coming from the sensor than even on the iPhone 5. Even though, well, I did notice that it still can't tap to focus, just like you can on pretty much every other flagship smartphone in the market. Which is pretty much my complaint with every Xperia smartphone. Bottom line, Sony scored a hit with the Xperia ZL when it comes to design. I mean, this device is a head turner no matter where you go. But I'm just not sure they hit it out of the park, since it's hard for me to recommend it when compared to other flagship smartphones like the HTC One or Galaxy S4 that are both coming. Even if you're in the Sony ecosystem of products, the integration between Xperia smartphones and Sony products is still in diapers, so I could recommend it to Sony fans in general, but not to make their experience with any Sony product any better with an Xperia phone. Now, in all fairness, if you were to judge this phone on its own and not compare it against anything, I'll admit that I've had a very delightful experience with the Xperia ZL. There is just something about this phone that is great, and I'm honestly going to make this my daily driver going forward. So, our final rating for this device is 8 out of 10. That's it for our full review of the Sony Xperia ZL. As always, thank you very much for watching. I am Jaime Rivera. Be sure to share your comments down below if you have any questions or any impressions as a first-time Xperia ZL owner. Obviously, we are very interested in that. And make sure you follow us on your social network of choice. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw, and thank you very much for watching.
guys, it's Brandon Miniman from PocketNow.com. We're here at CES 2013, and I'm standing next to what very might be my next daily driver. This is the Xperia ZL, and it's got some really cool features to differentiate it from the Xperia Z. Let's check it out. Okay, so according to Sony, what makes this phone interesting, beyond a couple... Alright, let me do that again. Now, there are a few ways that the Xperia ZL is different than the Xperia Z. First of all, it is not waterproof, and it also does not have a glass back, which I really like, because I don't like having a glass back. It makes it less durable. Another way that this is different is that the front-facing camera is on the bottom. What's up with that? A very interesting design element that really doesn't matter much. The reason that they did that is because they maxed out the screen in the face of the phone, and Sony claims that it has the highest ratio of screen to phone face. That's hard to say, but as you can see, the bezels are crazily thin. I know this sounds weird, I feel something when I look at this phone. It just is so futuristic looking. Around the back, we've got the same 13 megapixel camera. We've got a little butt flap here, which has
butt flap, lovely name.
Yes, butt flap. We've got the space for the space for the micro SIM card and the micro SD card, which is great. Expandable storage. Now the battery on this is a little bit smaller than the Xperia Z. The Xperia Z was 2,400 milliamp hours. We really didn't mention that. So this is about 2370 milliamp hours. And so everything else is the same here compared to the Xperia Z. We've got the 1080p screen, which is 1920 down by 1080 across. The same amount of pixels that's on the TV hanging in your living room, most likely. It's got a 440 ppi, and I gotta say, the screen actually oddly looks better on this, and maybe it's just me because I'm freaking out about this phone, but it just seems to have better viewing angles and slightly better contrast. Now, another thing to notice here is that we get an LED notification. Look at it. It's like this line. And maybe that changes to multiple colors, which would be really cool if you can use a program like Lightflow with it. So inside we've got the same specs as the Xperia Z and the Optimus G and the Nexus 4, that awesome combination of the S4 Pro with 2 gigs of RAM, which means that this guy is fast. We don't have an internet connection, so we can't go crazy showing you stuff. We've got Android 4.1, we've got the Jelly Bean in the house, and let's jump into the camera and you'll see what I mean. That the position of the front-facing camera really doesn't matter, because look, you hold your hand here, you hold your hand here, and that might happen once in a while where your hand's covering it up. Say hi to everyone. Hi, hi, hi. And back to the front. And as we know from previous, oh, that's really cool. I was going to say, as we know from previous Sony devices have very awesome cameras. Here's something that's really interesting, and oddly it's not doing it now. Let's go back into the camera app. Check this out. It takes up the entire frame, then we get these 3 dots, and if you tap the 3 dots, boom, that little guy pops out with those on-screen Android buttons. So this is the Xperia ZL. I'm really looking forward to it because, damn, look at it. A lot of screen on a phone. Kind of reminds us of the Razr M a little bit. That's it for now.
The Sony Xperia Z just arrived, so let's get into the box and see what it's all about. Hi, I'm Taylor Martin. This is Pocket Now, and this is a Sony Xperia Z unboxing. We are here with the second of 2 smartphones that Sony announced at CES this year, the Xperia ZL. We unboxed the Xperia Z last week, and let's get into the box and see how this one's different, what's different in the box, and so on and so forth. Just like the other one, the box itself is very easy to open. Just pick up the top and it's opened. Inside, right on the left, you have the device itself and its little plastic packaging. We'll set that aside. Also, like the Xperia Z, this one comes with 2 screen protectors, and these are actually one for the front, one for the back, the world's smallest microfiber cloth, and an installation card, which helps you smooth out any air bubbles that may or may not be beneath. This little flap is easily removed. You have your quick startup guides and other reading materials, pamphlets and whatnot, information, more information, and your quick startup guide. Here you have your earbuds, the same exact ones. Nice little in-ear buds that at least look nice. I didn't actually get to try them out with the Xperia Z, that is. Micro USB cable. Here you have extra tips for the earbuds. I don't know if we can get that to focus. Probably not. We'll just move along. And here we have another international charger, or a charger from another country that I also don't know. So it's a USB wall adapter, of course. So let's get this stuff back in the box. Without further ado, let's take a look at the device itself. It's in this plastic packaging, so we'll discard that. We don't need that. On the front of the device, the face has the same 5-inch 1080p display as the Xperia Z, and the buttons are not capacitive or physical. They also are software buttons, so they're on screen, and they do take up a little bit of that 1080p display, so they do take up some pixels. I don't know exactly what the amount of that is. There's an earpiece there, and the microphone is down here to the bottom right corner, and you'll notice that there is no front-facing camera up here. It's not under the plastic. There's no front-facing camera. It's actually down here on the bottom right corner, and that's for landscape video calling, which makes sense. Most people make video calls like this, and it just looks weird. I hate portrait video calls. I hate portrait pictures. I hate portrait videos. So having this here kind of encourages people to turn to landscape. So kudos to Sony for that. If you turn around to the right edge of the device, you've got different buttons here. You actually have a physical camera button, which is awesome. Using Xperia Z, that's one thing I missed, is having a physical camera button. Most don't have it, but it really felt like one that really needed it. There's a power button near the middle, and the volume rocker is up here on the top edge. If you flip over, micro USB port, and I imagine that is either a speaker or microphone. You've got one there, one there. I don't know which is which. One's a speaker, one's a microphone, if I'm not mistaken. The top is the 3.5mm headphone jack, and just that on the bottom. But on the back here, you've got this little door for SD card slot and micro SIM. And here on the back, you've got your 13.1 megapixel camera, loudspeaker, and a LED flash, and that is a noise canceling microphone and Xperia branding. So that's really all there is on the hardware here. But you will notice that this one has a textured back. It's a lightweight plastic back, but it feels pretty nice. It's got a nice texturized feel to it. But to your favorite part, let's get the plastic. The Xperia Z, when we ripped the plastic off, made absolutely no sound. So let's get this close to the mic and see if this one will. A little itty bitty sound, but nothing like the nice plastic ripping sound that we want. I'm sorry, Sony has let us down in the plastics noise department. This has been the unboxing of the Sony Xperia ZL. Stay tuned for more ZL coverage. Thanks for watching. Keep it locked on PocketNow.com. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video if you liked it. And follow us on your social networks of choice. I'm Taylor Martin, and I will see you next time.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos de YouTube? Bueno, esto es solo un mensaje de apoyo a todos aquellos chicos nini. Nini significa no trabajar ni estudiar. En el país existen miles de millones. Y bueno, este es solamente un video de apoyo para decirles que yo sé que pueden algunos días pensar en si, quiero trabajar, quiero hacer algo más o conseguirme una vida social, pero es como estar con barreras invisibles, pero es muy raro porque igual como uno dice, yo tengo suficiente con mi mundo virtual o no sé, con toda tecnología digital, en HDTV, televisión por internet, videos en YouTube, televisión peer-to-peer, videos 3GP, todo esto, televisión vía satélite. Entonces como que uno dice, ya tengo todo lo que necesito aquí justamente, ¿no? Además también quiero decirles que no están solos y que, bueno, si tienen acceso a la internet, bueno, lógicamente ahora tienen acceso a internet porque están viendo este video, Y algunos días pueden pensar, ay cielos, caray, esto es una mierda, mi vida es una mierda, la vida es una mierda, por X razón. Digamos, ay, qué familia me tocó, mi papá es mi mamá, mi tal, tal, tal. Pero si miran a su alrededor, si miran a los vecinos, a toda su ciudad o a todo bla bla bla, van a ver que todo es igual y que ustedes no son los únicos así. También quería decirles, amigos de YouTube, que nunca había hecho esto. Amigos de YouTube, no sé por qué nunca había hecho esto, de decir, de hacer videos más así al estilo videoblog, vlog, livecasting también es otra. Estar transmitiendo las 24 horas tu cuarto o las cámaras de seguridad de tu casa. Es el futuro. Tú tal vez ni siquiera tengas las cámaras o el ancho de banda o las cuestiones técnicas que son mínimas y no costosas, pero bueno. ¿Qué más les iba a decir? ¿Qué más? Android 2500, estás viendo este video, gracias. Luis Fernando López Ortuño, de Tultitlán. Un lugar para vivir, un lugar para divertirse, muy cercano a la Ciudad de México, muy cercano a todo. Tiene línea de metro. Él además es metro aficionado. Le gusta todas estas cuestiones de las señales de televisión y todo esto. Eso es cool. Y todo eso. Y bueno, ¿qué más les iba a decir? Sí, él es por mucho el único que ha localizado mi contenido en internet, mi data, mi videodata en internet, en YouTube. Y eso es muy especial, porque es realmente videos geniales que alguien muy interesado en las cosas interesantes y cool lo localizaría. Y bueno, creo que eso era todo. Igual seguiré haciendo videos de otras cosas que nos pasan, que nos pasa a todos. ¿Han visto esos videos en las redes peer-to-peer? En las redes P2P, por ejemplo, con el programa Chareasa 2, versión 2.2.5.0. Esos videos en donde aparecen GD stuff, you know, boilovers, KDB, PJK, todo eso. Boy más man. Y todas esas cuestiones, Nambla. Y bueno, si ustedes son fans de South Park, saben lo que es Nambla, lo sabrán. Y bueno, Coca-Cola. Bueno, ¿qué más les quería comentar? Es que tengo tantos temas que ni siquiera sé de qué hablar. Ni siquiera estoy seguro si voy a poder subir esto, porque es en HD y tendré que convertirlo a MPG y está en resolución alta, y convertirlo a 320 por 240 en MPG en formato MP3, en formato más ligero, que arrancaría por lo menos una computadora de 1997 con un procesador AMD K7 de 300 MHz. Bueno, estas cuestiones volverían loco a cualquiera, ¿no? Pues en el mundo digital todo el mundo usa estos medios, Ustream, Justin TV, todos estos medios de live streaming y todas estas cuestiones que ya hasta te venden en la tienda de la esquina. No necesitas ser un genio o alguien súper dotado para saber de estos medios, porque incluso en la televisión o en medios comunes te promocionan ya estos medios. Qué fácil se ha vuelto, por ejemplo, si eres gay y estás por siempre en el closet y te gustan chavitos, así, güeritos, así, no sé, ya sabes. Qué fácil se ha vuelto con la tecnología. Pues simple y sencillamente descargas la data, descargas el video, lo usas, lo almacenas, haces respaldo en 7 lugares diferentes. Y sí, en internet, en discos DVD, en cualquiera que sea el caso. Además, quería comentarles acerca de PDS de este chico de Tokio, PDS Kaushigaisha. Los que son conocedores ya sabrán quién es. PDR Kaushigaisha. R&W Daken también. Sí, también quería comentarles acerca de que, bueno, yo soy este usuario sé que nadie va a ver esto. Por tal vez 1, 2, 3 personas. Y eso es bueno. 1 o 2, 3 personas. Que son ganancia. No quiero que me vean en todo el planeta. Además, ¿para qué? Además, ¿sacaría dinero de Google AdSense? Nah. ¿O fama? Nah. ¿Para qué? Ya tengo sexo virtual. Trabajo, no lo necesito. Solo para la Chokis, la Coca-Cola y pizzas instantáneas, submarinos de vainilla y litros de leche helada para los submarinos de vainilla también. Esto es super X, pero es información útil de lo que pasa hoy en día. De nosotros, los Nini. Sí. Y bueno, ya les hablé de... también quiero decirles acerca de cuánta tecnología es lo mínimo que pueden tener. Bueno, lo mínimo es una laptop, un smartphone o un celular cualquiera. Puede ser uno de estos celulares Huawei Huawei, celulares asiáticos. Puede ser sin Android, para que tomen simplemente el video feed, la señal de video, de todo lo que quieran. Y bueno, finalmente un televisor. No, es smartphone, tablet y celular. Celular, laptop y tablet. Esos son los tres: celular, laptop y tablet. Aunque bueno, pueden dejar la tablet para el último, si es que no están mucho fuera de casa. Pero eso sí, la laptop es esencial. Y un celular no muy costoso para el video. Renraku saki yoshiete kuremasen ka? Soukai desu yo. Natori ga. Arigatou gozaimashita. Korekara mo nitsu oどうと言いますか2周回メガヘルツと言います。DOKM DTB です。横浜です。Pueden escuchar el sonido de esta deliciosura que se llama Coca-Cola. Todos en el planeta la conocen, todos en el planeta la consumen. Y bueno, seguiré hablando de cosas chidas, cosas chingonas, y todo esto. Además, ¿de qué más podría hablarles? La comida, por ejemplo. Las 5 cosas básicas, según yo, que necesitan diariamente en sus vidas. Ya les hablé de la tecnología. No necesariamente necesitan tener internet de 24/7 todos los días del año. Pueden tener internet, por ejemplo, toda la madrugada y duermen de día, que es la moda, según yo. Y sería lo cool. Descargan sus archivos MP3 de música Deep House, los disfrutan sin una conexión a internet y voilà, ahí los tienen para siempre, sin necesidad de una conexión a internet, porque sabemos que solo algo como el 14% de los mexicanos tienen conexión a internet. Y si tienen internet falla, se corta la línea. Tal vez no si tienen cable o satélite, bla bla bla. En cuanto a la comida, ya dije que son Coca-Cola, galletas Chokis, pizzas instantáneas y un extra que serían tal vez submarinos de vainilla y leche. En cuanto a dinero, pueden tener cada 3 años, cada un año, 500 pesos, 200 pesos de reparar una computadora. Y lo disfrutan en lo anterior que dije de la comida. ¿Sí? Y en cuanto a los boys, pueden usar todos estos videos restringidos que se encuentran en estas redes internas, en estas redes hidden, pero que siguen existiendo, no porque no sean conocidas o no se quieran dar a conocer en los medios de comunicación, no significa que no existan y jamás van a desaparecer, porque están hechas por usuarios comunes de todo el planeta, usuarios más que nada alemanes, brasileños, Sao Paulo, Santos, Copacabana, Manaus, Río de Janeiro y Alemania, lo que sería Berlín. Hay un tipo que se llama Paul en Berlín, tiene toneladas de estos videos. Usuario recurrente en Chareasa 2250. Y ¿qué más les iba a decir? Sí. En cuanto a lugares, places you can have, pueden tener el parque local de vez en cuando, cada 6 meses, cada 7 meses, no importa, siempre y cuando vayan con los que viven en su casa, por aquello de que, ya saben, nosotros nos sentimos más cómodos si vamos con alguien, salimos con alguien, con mamá, hermanos, todo esto. Y en cuanto a otros lugares, pueden disfrutar del centro comercial Aurrera, Soriana, y los demás que existen como Walmart, Sam's, bla bla bla. Hey, friends from YouTube, it's great you are here right now watching my video. Today I'm going to talk to you about this kind of hidden boys who are the entire time, the entire day on their rooms without any light like this, and you are on your laptop devices enjoying all kinds of video data or any kind of great stuff like, well, you can have videos from YouTube, videos from the peer-to-peer networks. You also can enjoy deep house music with your headphones, headphones like these ones, with a branded Sony Electronics Corporation. Over here you can see the logo of these ones. It's very great. And I'm going to talk about the basic touch you gotta have. You gotta have a laptop. Is the primary device you can have. You gotta have without any kind of internet connection. But you know, today, if the neighbor have internet access, you can get in and you can have the free data line, the service for free forever. You can have your videos and favorite music stored on your device and enjoy forever. Also kid stuff, nude, of course, blondies, 12-year-olds, 12-year-olds. And what else I gotta say to you, my pedo friend? No, that's a joke. Pedophile. Like on the IT Crow series, you remember that episode? The dinner party. What else? Oh yeah, the food stuff. You can have solo the basics. That is, beans and soup, homemade. Made it by your mom. And if you are on the US area and not in Mexico like me, well, you will have instant noodles from Maruchan. Yakisoba is a really good one. With Coke and some chocolate like Hershey's cookies and cream and that kind of stuff. That's the basics. And on the frozen pizza stuff, I don't know what kind of brand you have in the US. Red Baron, I don't know. That one from Minneapolis, Memphis, I don't know. Well, I'm going to talk next right now about money. You actually don't have to have a fortune. Hide it in your room or any kind of hidden place. You know, you are really concerned about having money for, I don't know, you don't even want, you don't even need, but you thinking about, I have to have money. That's not true. The truth is, you can be ultra happy just with the free stuff it coming into you without do anything, pretty much. For instance, you can just if somebody come in and offer to you something, and if that thing you can get access to that, well done. But you will be safe and happy at your room, at your house, with any real friends. Just one friend, virtual friends, just that. Or zero virtual friends, with you will be happy. Now, the voice, I say already, how you can get virtually. On the real thing, it will be more kind of hard to get them. Especially if you are ultra shy like me. Being ultra shy, it's not a bad thing. It's just like a shield for protect ourselves on this ultra dangerous world we are living right now. And you know about this stuff. You can talk about this with Osama. Well, Osama is no longer on this planet. You know what he did in New York City on 2001. That is a real action movie from the real life. Well, now I'm talking about already touch, food, money, boys. Now we have 4 topics. We have the 5th one. It is places. You can enjoy the mall, the park, a relative's house. You can go to the downtown city once in a while. What else occurs to me? I have access to my data. It's already full. It's not empty spaces anymore here. Accessing to the data. Jesus, I'm unique. I hope a lot of people going to watch this for real. From Iceland to Australia, Japan. Japan have a lot of great YouTubers. They are super great. United States. Wow, they are really great too. And of course, my own country, Mexico. Absolutely, I love you. This is a great country. Besides any kind of weird stuff we have, this is great. You don't have to feel weird because this is great. Part of America and everything. From Alaska to Australia, yeah. On Christmas Island, I can have also a few YouTubers. That would be great. Now, this is in Tokyo. Tokyo, Sapporo, Niigata, Nara, Ibaraki-ken, Miyagi-ken, Fukushima-ken, all of them. Yes. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my video. This is a YouTuber, the super great YouTuber Héctor Iván Almaraz de Horta. From Zacatecas City to the world. Of course, the local government not going to pay me nothing for this fuck it up publicity. Nobody knows me. Not even my own family. Or my neighbors. I don't have friends, real friends. Except you, of course. But I know there are hundreds of billions of boys like me. With more luck, they have food stuff, good instant stuff, noodles, pizza, Coke, cookies, ice cream. That's all. Because their parents are on the minimal line of coolness, of really basic stuff. I'll give it to you. That it's really cool thing. And they care about their own children, their own sons. Alright? I don't want to cut this video because I have a lot of things to say to you. A lot. Really a lot. Visit my other channels on YouTube. I have great stuff from the past. Most of them get deleted. Well, the media don't belong to me, you know. But it remains a lot of good videos about the real life I have here since ever. I have a couple of VHS tapes. I have converted one of Christmas. You can see it on one of my accounts. I think those accounts don't have any problem at all with the YouTube rules, with the YouTube stuff, infringements, that shit. Well, it's not, you know. Probably they are right. They have all of these servers in Mountain View, California, who analyze your data and say, hey, you have a song is not permitted, or oh, that material you just upload, it's a copyright infringement. And you say, wow, I just wanted to share this cool video with my friend in Tokyo, with my friend in New York City, Sao Paulo, in St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota it is, Denver, Colorado, right? LA, Los Angeles, California, Rancho Cucamonga. That is in San Diego? From Cucamonga, no. I don't even know what I'm saying. But I'm going to keep talking because I really feel I need to say all of this stuff. Right here, you can see me. I never put the camera like this. I'm not even sure if my face can fit at this screen, or it disappear, or I'm focused, because I can't connect it, the video camera, to my TV set, because I have to put it in a chair, the cables, the connectors are a lot of on the back part, and I can't even see it, and I can fit with the cables to connect them, because my other TV set get broke by a power failure. My other TV set, yeah, get disabled, no longer can bring service. And that's why I'm just seeing a little screen from here, from 2 meters, 100 meters, I don't know. But I think today I really did it. This is a great picture also of this. My Coke. I don't have Coke every day, just the days when my mom or my dad buys me one. This can be super little one or a super big one, 2 liters, and this little one. Also, when I'm going to my grandma, when the shame disappear, and I'm just going fucking away to that house with my grandma. All right. What else? I need to say this stuff really faster and quickly, because this is an HD video. It's probably not, because I'm going to convert it to a lower quality for being possible to upload it to the YouTube servers. But now YouTube have a really great function about if you are uploading a super big file like 10 gigabytes, 7 gigabytes, and your internet connection get gone away, you can continue with the same file, with the same upload at the next day, like for 3 days or 5, or unlimited if the connection detects activity, uploading the rest of the packets, the rest of the data of these video files. So that's really cool. Thanks to that, I can upload videos longer than 3 hours or more. That's cool. Every year, the tech of YouTube and the devices and the general tech advance a lot. That's cool. You just can watch it in a special program of tech without not being afford these kind of devices. You can buy it them. You can buy any kind of new devices. They come every day, like the Google glasses. You put it down. Like, I think I have no, wait. I don't even know where my glasses are for doing an example of what is putting. Alright, we're going to believe this is the Google glasses. You put them here, and these things are capable of take video feed. You are walking on the street like this, and these things can record any kind of stuff you see on the street. It's like a live video footage of your entire life. What about that? I think probably it's too much touch, and but it's great. I don't care. I don't even buy them. Probably in the future is going to be really cheap on costs and more how do we say, more brands, more factories who buy them from different providers. But so it's great to be on YouTube. It's great to send this data to the entire world, to the entire planet, and more planets beyond. You can see some stuff from Michio Kaku, the Dr. Michio Kaku, about other planets who see our signals. And the SETI group, this group who captures signals from another universes and planets. I don't know, I think cool stuff, very nerdy stuff, but cool stuff. Especially if you get paid for that. Imagine that. Get paid just for capture inexistent signals and signs. For example, for instance, they are the Intelsat crowd, the Intelsat, the Eutelsat, Satmex, who these people have a teleport, a uplink downlink signal headquarters, and they on these central rooms with dishes and everything, they get paid just for monitoring and adjusting the signals on the satellites, and surveillance if the satellite is in the right direction on their orbits. Well, that's, I think, cool stuff, and they pay you for that. You gotta be telecommunications engineering or something for that. I can work on that until Intelsat. If you wanted to hire me, you can request my help. I'm an expert, for real. I'm talking really seriously. Hacking signals and everything. The intercommunications with Tokyo, NTT Docomo, KDDA, SoftBank. Yes, I am. Hey, get focus my camera. Like this. Whoa. I'm going to put over there my Google glasses. I'm Googling. I'm not Googling. I'm Googling. I'm not Googling. Right here. You can see all my movements. Right here, right now. Wow. Wow. ba 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 ba. Da, 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 da. I can going to hear some music right now for get more happy, because I'm probably not happy right now, and I'm going to do it. I can redirect this signal from over there for you to hear, because it's more stuff. I'm very lazy. I'm not going to do advanced stuff, because it's just a waste of energy you don't have, because you don't have enough food for it, and create more energy because you don't have a work, you don't have a job. You are super great, super smart for even for upload HD video to YouTube, but not enough probably for keep a job or for even get a job one time. I have a job one time, but my aunt get it for me, and I last like was 4 or 6 months over there. I was doing nothing, I was getting paid, that was great. I did some little advices about computer stuff, and I copy some papers. I walk from one building to another for deliver papers, but that's going to last forever. The company, the boss says to me, they probably watch, hey, this guy probably is not doing nothing and gets paid. And I get fired. Well, but I buy headphones, I buy chocolate cookies and Coke, Pepsi I was buying at that time in 2011. From 2008, from 2011, I was a consumer I was a really great consumer from PepsiCo. Pep on the New York Stock Exchange is the letters of that company, PEP. You can consult these finance advices with Richard Quest from CNN International and CBS Money Watch from New York City, WCBS. This is WCBS News. What's his name? I'm this guy, Terrell Brown. Terebi Tokyo Yarase desu. Terebi Tokyo. I'm talking right now Japanese. Terebi Tokyoに習っています。こうつってごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。これましたおバカたちであとって言いますか。 水映してますかと素晴らしいすごい当てますかビデオとフィットですか惜しいです惜しいコカ・コーラにとっていますメントスコカ・コーラSee ya! PDS 株式会社Numa, yeah. Numa, yeah. The surprises, numbers in me day. Numa, yeah. Numa, yeah. For a second, I think my camera wasn't recording at all. We have full charge of battery and a great free memory. For my luck, for my good luck. I haven't spent it like a lot of money. I also hack some bank accounts and I never say to the customers, and I practically give for free that money and I never claim for that money. If I say to these customers, hey, I transfer some money to your account and belongs to me because I redirected this money from some accounts on Japan, and I used your account for like a slot. I use it like an item for transport this money to your account because I wasn't having my own bank account. So, but I also have really great money income in 2009 from some hacks on bank accounts in New York City. Thanks for that, I can afford it my HD digital video recorder and a lot of goods, as you know, common stuff. This is stuff like desserts, cakes, and the stuff who make happy to the cute boys like me. Rurikon, that's a Japanese word. I'm Rurikon. One hen, STC, STS. かわいいですね。ロリコンあります。どうもありがとうございました。どうもありがとうございました。Do you remember this dance who are this really famous dance with the Numa when a fat guy appears and begin to dance his own dance he creates from 2007, 2006, something like that, because YouTube creates the system of YouTube was created in January 2005. I was having an account from 2006 but get deleted. So my first account I have currently up on the network is from 2007. 2007, right? So more great stuff coming in. I think you're going to be right here with me. Stay tuned. Keep me in your subscription lists, and don't forget, you on this account can have any kind of great stuff about related with the entire universe. I'm so smart like Michio Kaku, but I'm also as pedo as was Michael Jackson, and in the same way I'm kind of stupid, an idiot like Kramer from Seinfeld. Yeah. Wait. I get an example of a boy like me, like Bud Bundy from that series, you know, for CBS. Like, right? No, wait. Oh, it's just coming in very ancient series. I gotta say about modern stuff. Modern Family. Yeah. I'm like this boy. What's his name? Jake? Yes. There's other boy named Jake from Touch, the Fox Network series. Yes, I'm as cute as that boy. And I want him. Also, I like SVU, Law and Order SVU. On that episode, when they put it there, appears these super cute boys, and then begins the strange computer guy, or really close friend or a relative approach to the boy, and he take advantage of the boy, and they have their own, and then they going to a hidden place, lock it with the key. Those are great episodes. Or the other episode when a teenage brother get advantage of his little boy bro, and he transmit a show via internet. That was a really great one. I almost forgot to write the name of the episodes or the number of the episodes and then download on the internet. Sometimes the analog signals, the analog networks, don't show you what exactly episode is. And you gotta guess by yourself what is the episode. In case you can see some information related with the episode on the credits, seeing the name of the actors and everything. the age of the episode, and voila, you get the name of the episode. On Open Television System on Mexico, it's on Canal 5 Televisa, México, es llamado La Ley y el Orden, Unidad de Víctimas Especiales. En esos episodios donde salen los niños y salen parientes y el tipo de la computadora que se lleva al niño y bla bla bla. Buenos episodios, ¿no? Hablando de eso, what I did in English and Spanish. In English, that's great. That's better because I get more audience, more people on the planet who can understand me. Absolutely. Well, yes, I'm going to talk about the TDT, digital television. The HDTV, it's coming to our country, Mexico, and on Tijuana, the analog signals no longer exist. They put it down, and then they reactivate the transmitters because the authorities, the federal authorities of elections, requested put it back just for a short period of time. Meanwhile, the election time passed. The election time passed, and people can receive the proper publicity of the entire election stuff. Now the entire country will be down on the analog signals. 2015. I'm not really sure, but it's going to be difficult get devices, digital devices in every house in the country. It's difficult. I have to say like 1,000 words, like I have to say like 1,000 topics about anything, everything in the universe, and yes, you wondering what is this guy? I'm that kind of guy who nobody knows, who are in a basement, who are almost dying, but I'm not dying. I feel great, I feel okay, I think, and are just waiting for some food from his close persons who are living also on the house. And then you can imagine if these people don't have a job, don't have any money. You can imagine the panorama here. The scenario of this will be super weird. We can compare this probably on the US scenarios when the dads, when the parents are drug addicts and they spended all the money on drugs and left their children without any food items, or they spend the money on gambling or internet shopping or whatever weird stuff we have today on the modern age. But well, everybody say you have the power for change everything. I don't have even idea of what to do, how to begin, if I can keep the things on that flow or normal stability, normal state. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. So I don't need anything else. Oh my god. Oh shit. I'm just wasting a lot of time with this HD video. I'm going to take forever to get up to the YouTube servers. And then I hope the account will be in normal state. And that way the data dump will be a reset at all. Oh. Anyways, I think I'm going to cut this right now. This is the very first time I do a video like this, talking directly to you, my YouTuber friends from the entire planet, and it feels cool. It feels great. I hope bring to you more video footage of my real life. In some places you can have the camera in hand and record all the voice stuff items, because the people get awkward. You gotta have your mobile device, your cell phone, recording with your hand in your pocket, like simulating waiting for a call in your pants, but with the camera pointing to a free space for record everything, as using it like a spy camera, or not visible camera, or more, how we can call it, more dissimulated camera, for not get awkward the people on the mall or in public places, or even the manager of the mall going to get banned the camera and pick it up when you going out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm Héctor Iván Almaraz de Horta from Zacatecas City, which is on Mexico, Republican. Is just down from the United States and up from Guatemala, Belize, Central America, Latin America. Yes, we are. I'm already say goodbye, but I'm keep talking. last thing, I think faster. The people from around here are kind of poor, are not as super cool as the New York City people. Are poor and uncool. Just probably the 30% or 40% of them are super cool, like the New York City ones. Alright. We are putting off this signal off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.